Everyone loves French fries. They're a staple in the American diet. Like practically every restaurant, every fast food chain, every restaurant serving you fries on the side of your dishes, and we love them. And so naturally, with our love for French fries, we want to find a way to make them at home, right? However, there's a couple problems with this. Like French fries, you gotta fry them in oil, and frying them in oil it's kind of dangerous. Like there's oil splattering all over the place. You use a lot of oil to deep fry a French fry. It's like, you gotta use big pot of oil. It takes up a lot of oil, and also like there's a lot of like health problems with eating fried foods, like too much of fried foods. Like it can stack up lots of calories and have problems with your heart. A solution to these problems with making French fries at home is using this like awesome new invention that we got. It's called an air fryer. So it's basically like an oven, but it like cooks food by like circulating air around, and it can kind of simulate that same effect you would get with a fryer, but using air, and it saves money from oil. Like you don't have to use as much oil at all, like even close. It's also generally like more healthy because you're not getting all that extra fat from the oil, and it's more convenient because you can just take foods, stick them in your air fryer, hit a few buttons, and you're all good. So all this brings me to the main question that we're addressing in this video, which is, what's the best way to make air fryer French fries? Okay, so any good French fry, there's 3 necessary ingredients to any air fryer French fry. So first, you obviously got the potatoes, and then you got the oil, and thirdly, you have the salt. So we're gonna start off with the most important part, which is gonna be these potatoes. The type of potato you use is like really important for this. So the best potato to use for French fries, and honestly like just most potato dishes in general, is gonna be russet Burbank potatoes. So potatoes are built up of solids, which are from starches, proteins, and sugar. And the rest of the potato is just gonna be water. So what russet Burbank potatoes have is they have like a high amounts of the solid material and low amounts of water, which that's good because in the end, when you air fry something, basically you're kind of dehydrating it. You're frying out some of that water, and what you're left with is just that good fluffy potatoes. So if a potato has higher solid concentration and lower water concentration, you're gonna be left with a final potato that's more fluffy and less soggy. We're gonna be testing 3 different types of fry shapes through this experiment to find out which one is really the best. But the basic method is gonna be the same for each of the fries. So we're gonna peel the potatoes first, so get those fully peeled, and then we're gonna slice them into planks first, and then we'll slice those planks again to get our desired fry shape. So we have 3 different shapes of fries. We got the first one, which is just our regular medium fry that's like a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch in length, or not length, in width, and then height also, thickness basically. And then we're gonna have our thick ones, which are a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch in width. And then finally we have our smallest ones, which are like an 1/8 of an inch to a 1/4 inch. So those are what you would say as shoestring potatoes. But once we chop them up, we're actually just gonna submerge them in water. We're gonna rinse them once, and then we're gonna cover them in water and put them in the fridge for up to at least an hour. And what the rinsing process does is it rinses off the exterior starches, because what happens on potatoes is when you're frying them, the starches on the outside of your fries, they burn easily. So you want to rinse off the starch so that you can have like an even browning on the exterior and not specific burnt bits on your fries. And then when you rest the potatoes in cold water for a longer period of time, it seals up the molecules on the exterior of the like the skin of the potato, not the skin, but like the exterior of your fries, which seals it off and gives you that nice like exterior crunch that you're looking for in your fries. So that's our method. We rinse once, cover with water, put them in the fridge so they can firm up a little. So the second really important factor in our air fryer French fries is oil. So oil acts as a heat distributor. So one cool thing about oil is that it actually conducts heat better than air does. So when you put your fries in the air fryer, you want to have them covered in oil because it's going to conduct that heat onto the fries better than just the air circulating around wood itself. And so there's this thing called the Maillard reaction. And the Maillard reaction is basically what's responsible for like getting all those the browning and like the deep flavors in your food. So think of when you sear a steak on a grill and you get those nice deep grill marks that have lots of flavor, or like fried chicken, how it's like nice and golden. That's the Maillard reaction, and it occurs in proteins and it occurs in starches as well, and just brings out like deep flavors in our food. That's most of the time what makes our food taste good, you know, fried chicken, roasted veggies, French fries, a bunch of stuff. That reaction starts at 330 degrees. So when you put oil on the fries, it actually conducts the heat to the fries and gets that Maillard reaction started a lot better than just air alone. Another thing it does is you'll see in the French fries, when you put them into the fryer, they actually shrink a lot in size because of the water evaporating as they cook. And oil seeps into the spots where the water evaporated and conducts heat to those spots better than air would. So that's another plus of using oil. These were the ones with no oil. So this is what they look like. Hit them with a little salt. They're like kind of brown. Okay, so the batch with just 1 gram of oil just came out of the fryer. Like they got some nice crispy parts, but then for the most part they're not that great brown. But these had 3 grams of oil on them, so if you can see that, they're pretty good browned. And when you bite into them, it's a very big difference. Like, you can definitely tell it's so much more crispy. Alright, so the ones with 9 grams just came out of the air fryer. Let's see. This is what they're looking like. You can see in there. Let's give them a taste. Definitely like the crunchiest. I found that like using the 9 grams per 150, 9 grams of oil per 150 grams of French fries, it worked really well. That's that ratio is 3 grams of oil per 50 grams of French fries. That's the reduced version. But what was interesting is there's a point of diminishing returns with this, where the more oil you go, it doesn't necessarily give you better flavor or better results with the French fries. So for the rest of this, our tests, we're just gonna stick with 1 gram per 50 grams, 1 gram of oil per 50 grams of potato. The third final ingredient for our French fries is just salt. I tested different ratios of salt on the fries, and what ended up being the best ratio was actually the same as oil. So you want 1 gram of salt per 50 grams of potatoes. We got Dad here. Okay, so you're gonna be rating these on a scale of 1 to 5. 1's gonna be like never eating again, terrible. 2's like okay, probably won't eat again. 3 is like an average fry, you know, it's a good fry, you'd eat it again. 4, that's a good one. Like you're going back seconds, and then 5, best fry, you know, you're good. Small one. 4.
3. We'll give it 3. 4.
3. 2.
There's a couple in there.
See, I like that too. I said 3.
We got the big one, and then we got the medium one, and then I already ate all the small ones. Oh, no, we got a small one. Okay. I gave the big one like a 4, and then medium was like a 4 too, and then the small one kind of sucked. It was like a 2.
I give the big one.
Just grab it.
I give the big one a 4, the medium one a 4, and the small one 3.
Okay, so I just repeated that same process at different temperatures and times on the fries. So I did like 5 or 4 batches of fries, and I took a sample of my family members, and I just compiled all the results in some tables, so I can share that at the end of the video.